Hello, welcome to La Calama YouTube channel. I'm Natasha and I knit and live in Canada. I'm so glad to see you again and I'm super pleased to record another episode for you. This last week was very productive and you can see I'm just beaming and I'm just so happy because I had 4 finished objects. That's quite a bit. As you know, as you're following for a while with me in my knitting journey, you probably know that I love to have a lot of projects on my needles. And I have those seasons when I cast on a lot of projects, and then I have those seasons when I have a lot of finished objects. So it's not like I'm knitting super speedy, it's just like I have those seasons. So and today is one of those seasons because I have 4 finished objects and I of course will share them with you. Also, I will show you some of my works in progress that I have on my needles, like some of the older ones, and also I cast on few new projects this week and it makes me just so happy. And in the end of this video I will show you one knitting related purchase that I did, and also I would like to talk a little bit about needles, like short needles that we usually use for sleeves. So I have set of Chia Gu shorties and I have this a set from Knit Picks. I think they're called Sunstruck wood set. So and I would like just to show and tell and talk about my experience with these needles and my recommendations. So if you would be interested in something like that, then watch the video till the end. I quickly went and changed because today is quite hot day, so I wasn't sure if I can sit in this sweater whole video, but this is my first finished object. I was knitting this sweater out of these 2 yarns that I purchased from hobby.com. This master color was color 11 and the green one is 13. It's 50% cotton and 50% merino, and here in 50 grams approximately 170 meters or 186 yards. I really enjoyed working with this yarn. I still had 1.5 ball left of this master colorway and I had 3.5 balls left of green, and this sweater took 310 grams to knit. It's quite long, so I had split hem here which I added by myself. That's how it looks. I'm very pleased. Also, I'm super happy that I did this stretchy Icelandic cast off. I think it looks really nice. Yeah, I like it, and I like the bottom. I also did Icelandic cast off, so it's also very nice and stretchy. And here I also bind off, and here I did it also Icelandic cast on. So they all look the same. I'm very pleased with this sweater. I washed it in a washing machine because it's 50% cotton, 50% merino, and this yarn is doing great in a washing machine. So I didn't wear this sweater yet because it just was done and I'm wearing it for the first time for the video, and I can feel warm, so it's quite warm, and probably I'll go change and then we'll show you the rest of the projects I finished. My another finished object, sadly I don't have it with me today, but I will put here pictures and a short video of my gorgeous snake that I was knitting for my son. That snake took me a very long time to knit because I was knitting it on 1.2 millimeter needles. Snake has different sections of different texture patterns because I was hoping that as kid plays with it and touches it, it would develop some touch senses in him. And also it took me long, not because it's like that many hours went into the snake, but it got me stuck on a head because I was really trying to imagine how to knit the hat because I didn't use pattern. I was just knitting it out of my head. And now a lot of people been asking me that I would write a pattern because something like this snake is really cool. Like, I'm sure you can knit a snake out of worsted weight yarn or thicker yarn, but I think effect wouldn't be the same. I know, like, for my son, he really appreciates handmade things, and I know that for him it's a texture would be a big difference. And if it's made on a fine needles, like, you know, it's more flexible, it's more durable. I don't know, that snake is just amazing. So I started basically close to the tail, and I was knitting whole snake first. I finished head, and I actually added I purchased on Amazon these little eyes. So this whole container costs like a few dollars. I don't remember, 6 or 7, but here I think 100 eyes and noses. And but I wasn't sure because I was knitting on very fine needles, so I decided to add eye right away while I was knitting, and then really tighten it up as I was knitting, and then put when I knitted a few rows, then after that I added a clip, so I locked the eye inside of my knitting. And then I knitted a ton also, and then when snake was almost ready, I decided to wash it. So I washed it by hand, and then after snake dried up, a yarn bloomed and opened up. Only after that I filled up the snake until almost the tail, and then I was just finishing up tail, slowly filling it up, and then I just closed my knitting, and there was no seams absolutely in the snake. And another thing that I want to say, I just added, I had kind of like this polyester thread that usually comes with sock yarn or other yarns. So I just added 2 strands of this very fine stretchy thread only to the head of the snake. I thought maybe he would, like, you know, hold head the most, and I thought maybe it would be the biggest amount of pressure on the head, so that's why I decided to add extra reinforcement thread. But you don't have to do that. It's just like I decided to do it, but I will see how it goes and how he plays. So snake, the snake is about 140 centimeters, so it's as tall as my son, and it's as thick as my hand. So it's just amazing. And now my daughter is asking for one, so she will choose yarn, and I'll have to start knitting another one, which I'm not sad because I love knitting on 2.5 millimeter needles, and I don't have deadline, so I can just work on it as fast as I want, and it will bring me so much pleasure to see my kids playing with toys I made with my hands. So that's my second finished object. Then I showed you last time I started to knit these fluffy, gorgeous, beautiful socks. It's size 12. I'm knitting them for my online store, and I'm most of the time using for my socks yarn, which looks like this. It's produced in China, I believe, and it comes with this reinforcement thread. So usually I hold this yarn double and double this nylon thread, which makes socks very durable and strong. So these socks, size 12, women's size, as I said, they are washed already, blocked, and that's why they're so fluffy. Of course, if you will blow them with hair dryer, like from the inside, all the fluff will come out. And also this yarn, the longer you wear it, the fluffier it becomes, because more and more hair coming out, and it becomes more and more fluffy. And they weigh 92 grams. So basically for the sock you need 2 balls of yarn, because here we have 50 grams. Even though it's 92 grams, but I still had some yarn left from socks. So that's my third finished object. And then I also had on my needle socks from this gorgeous yarn, which my sister brought me from Germany. It's Fortissima color, and color number is 2410, and it's like has a lot of colors. Main color would be blue, but there is like purple, yellow, green, so many colors. And I'll show you my finished object. These socks I was knitting for myself, because I for a while had a lot of socks, but now I feel like they're starting to wear out, or like, you know, they would, or one stitch would just like, you know, start falling apart. Or so 2 of my socks I actually unraveled, and I just took parts where heel was, and weaker parts I just cut them out, but the rest of the yarn I saved, because I thought maybe I can knit kid socks out of it, because sock yarn is very durable. And I like, you know, most it's just like, you know, small pieces that are not strong anymore, but the rest of the yarn is really strong, so I just hate to throw it away. So in these socks I needed fresh ones for myself. First of all, I like the color. Second of all, they're darker and just kind of plain but still bright. So they're done, and they weigh only 49 grams, and it's size 8, and I have 48 grams left. So it's funny, because here it should be 100 grams, but probably there was 97 grams, because yeah, 49 grams here, and here I have 48 grams. So basically I can knit almost like these socks, just few rows shorter. So I'm so glad I didn't think that I would knit them so fast, because I was knitting them basically like in my car when I was waiting for someone, or yeah, but they're done, and I'm happy. Now I'm thinking which other color to cast on, because I need something in my car, but maybe if I start working on a snake, then I can work on it in a car. We'll see. I would like to show you 3 works in progress that you saw already, but I'm still working on them. So first one, it's a cardigan that I'm knitting out of this gorgeous yarn that was spun in a Austin spinning mill here in Manitoba. It's local mill, very new, fresh, and I got 4 skeins of this yarn. I believe it's 200 grams and 180 meters per skein. So I'm knitting on 6mm needles, and I'm on my 3rd ball already. So as I said, I wanted to knit first 2 balls into the body, and then when I'm done with 2 balls, then I put my knitting on stoppers, and I picked up stitches for the sleeve. So I just barely started sleeves, and here I'm continuing this pattern from back, and it goes right into the sleeves. And I'll do a few decreases for sleeves, but anyways, when sleeves are done, I'll just knit the rest of the yarn into the body, and cardigan will be done. I was hoping that I'll knit it much faster, because I use 6mm needles, but it takes longer, and I don't mind, because this yarn is very nice and pleasant. But I'm also very curious to wash it and see how yarn will change, because I'm sure there will be some halo or something on this yarn, and I think it will bloom more and more as I wear it, because twist is quite tight, but I don't mind. I think it will be wearable and it will stay without peeling longer, but we'll see. I'll share with you my progress. My second works in progress that I'm working also for a long time on, it's this beautiful lace sweater. It's like all over lace. I'm using pattern from the book. I'll insert it here because I even forgot the name of this magazine, but it recommends to knit in separate pieces, front, back, and sleeves, and then seam it together. But I don't want to seam it together, so I'm just knitting in a round. And as you can see here, I have front. I finished, so I knitted until underarms, and now I'm working on a back piece. And when back piece is done, then I'll finish front piece and neck band, and then I'll just knit few rows for the sleeves, and I'll start wearing it Meanwhile, I'll be working on sleeves, because sleeves will take a while too, but it's summer outside and I thought I really want to wear it already, so I can wear it sleeveless. And then and then when sleeves are done, I can just unravel these few rows and just sew sleeves on and wear a sweater. So that's the plan. And my third project that I'm working on, it's this cardigan that I'm knitting for my 4-year-old daughter. So she had a yellow cardigan, almost same. So here 2 strands of yarn, they're coming, these are not straight because they're coming right out of her old cardigan. So for old cardigan, I used 1 strand of merino sock yarn. It had like merino and a little bit nylon and a little bit stellina. It's from Knit Peaks undyed yarn. And second strand that I knitted, it was this Angora wool, and so that's what I used first time. And I also used 4mm needle. Now I went 1 needle up and I added new strand of this Angora yarn. So now I have 3 strands, and 4th strand is this acrylic yarn from Michaels, and it like has very bright nice colors, and it has stellina, and because it's so fine, it's like in 100 grams it's 800 meters, so basically lace weight. And this acrylic is really pleasant to the touch. It's not squeaky, so it feels almost like viscose or cotton. And it creates this beautiful fabric. So it will be also yellow cardigan. I will reuse yarn instead of throwing it away, and it gives new cardigan, but also with a new look because fabric is a little bit more beautiful, more colorful. So that's my third project out of my old project. But also this week, because I had 4 finished objects, I wanted to cast on some new projects as well. So, and now I would like to show you all my newly started projects. Hello friends, welcome. Here's just a small video that I would like to record here, just like from everyday life. I'm so pleased with my results, with my finished objects and stuff. So I would like to allow myself to do a new cast on, and it's just such a dream cast on. When I was watching a video about inspiration from Japanese knitwear designers, I will leave you link to that video underneath this video. Maybe you want to go and look at this inspiration. Usually, like me personally, I don't really like inspiration videos. I usually skip them, but this time for some reason I decided to check it out, and I really fell in love with one top. It's called DAWA top. I'll insert picture and show you. So I went through my stash and I found this gorgeous yarn. So original pattern knitted in my yak yarn lace yarn, but I have this cascade llama lace, and it's 100% baby llama, And in 100 grams, here we have 550 meters or 601 yards, and colorway is number 11. Such a beautiful. And I have a knitting needle size 3 from Knit Picks. It is circular and connected, so I want to try it, but also this yarn probably would go well on Landermoon needles, so I'll see, maybe I'll switch. To knit a size 3, I won't have enough knit yardage, but I'll have enough yardage for size 2. So, and for some reason, I think if I knit this double on 3mm needles with my gauge, it might be too tight, so I'll check. If I don't get the gauge, I'll go up a 0.5 millimeter needle and then see. So I'm so excited, and I'm again recording on selfie camera, so I'm not sure which area to look but as I will show you this, and I'll go and unwind it, and I will start knitting. Yay! So happy. So one of the projects that I started is out of this gorgeous yarn by Cascade. It's Baby Llama. So I usually not very attracted to Japanese designers. I like their designs, but it's not like I'm following them or wanna knit something. And also, second, I'm not very also attracted to the videos where people show you and present different models or patterns which you can use and knit for the season, like, you know, those inspirational videos. Usually I just skip them, but then I came across this video where blogger shows 20 Japanese designs that she finds inspiring. I will leave link below to her video. So when I saw it, I just decided to look at it, and out of 20 models that she showed, like, I liked quite a few of them, but one stood out to me so much, and it's DAWA top. I'll put name of a designer as well. I don't know, it just looked so amazing, and I went through my stash and I found this yarn. I went to Ravelry, and then I looked at all the projects, and I wanted to see how finished object look like and which yarn people used. But I find, like, you know, original pattern was knitted out of my yak lace yarn, and I found, like, you know, even in different colors out of that yarn, top looked the most attracting to me. So that's why I decided, okay, can I find something in my stash? And I found these 2 skeins of beautiful lace baby llama yarn from Cascade, and I was hoping, I don't know, it just reminded me of texture and that my yak yarn had. So I decided to unravel I decided to wind up the skeins and start working. But I find that sometimes if I'm following pattern, I should take, like, you know, like half size, go up half size with needle. So I started to, but this time I decided to take 3.5 millimeter needle, and I started to knit it because that's where pattern starts. But now by looking at it, I know, like, I didn't get gauge a little bit, and also it feels like very stiff fabric, and this top, it has to be like nice and airy. So I think I will go up the needle size. I think I'll go or 375 or 4, and I will unravel this piece, but I didn't unravel it, just wanted to show it to you how gorgeous it is. And then I will unravel it and start again on bigger needle. But this yarn is so pleasant to the touch, and color is amazing. So I think I will really enjoy wearing this top, because I think you can wear it as a summer top, or you can wear it with blazers or cardigan, or you can wear a t-shirt underneath or long sleeve shirt underneath. So I think it will be a really good piece that I would wear a lot. So my second work in progress was another pair of socks out of this Angora mink yarn. I just couldn't stop. I don't know, I just need to have this needle, this socks on my needle. So I started just yesterday, and today in the morning I knitted this piece. So now I'm ready to do the heel, and I really want to do again like bigger size. I think I'll also knit size 12 or 13 women's size, because I just want that it would last longer. And I knit it like on a short needles, Adi, where one needle is longer than the other, like this. So I really love these needles, and I really love to work on it. So you always see a lot of those on my channel. My next project that I kind of started, but not exactly, it's out of this yarn. That will be a snake. So my daughter wanted that I would knit her snake exactly like my son has. And I actually was hoping that she would choose like pink or purplish yarn, but for some reason she wanted these autumn colors, so snake could camouflage in a tree or in a grass in autumn. So she chose this color. It's exactly same yarn as my son had, and I already started by crocheting this strand of yarn where I'll pick up stitches and start knitting a snake. So I have this crochet chain. I have my knitting needles here, also this Chiahu short needles. I love them so much. I knit most of my socks on this short needle, and snake as well. And next project I placed into this bag, and here I will show you Radaway's project, and I'll just take them out. I will show you Radaway's my knitting purchase, what I purchased, and also new project that I started Radaway's. So for a long time I want to knit a blanket. I really like chunky blankets on the big needles, but I don't like when they're knitted out of chunky yarn. And then I came across a picture in Instagram or somewhere where it was blanket knitted on chunky needles but with finer yarn, and I really loved that style, really liked that fabric, what it created. So I had this cone of yarn that I purchased a while back. I got few colors, and out of few colors I knitted cardigans, but this color was waiting to be knitted in cardigan too, but it has like very nice color change, and I thought it would be perfect for afghans that I would like to knit. And this one is just like a one single ply yarn, so I just twist it a little bit, and it's 94% of New Zealand wool and 6% of cashmere, and I have 450 or 500 grams of it. And also I had 2 skeins of this yarn. It's just fluffy yarn, some acrylic in it, some mohair in it. So I decided to hold these 2 yarns double, and for that I needed a bigger needle. I never owned a needle, like my biggest size of the needle was 10 millimeters, and this one is 15 millimeter needle. I know there is 25 millimeter needle for sale, but I thought no, it's like way too big. So I decided to go with this 15 millimeter needles, and it's 19th US size, and it's chia gu. They are attached circular needle, and it has these big pipes here, and I wasn't sure if it would be comfortable to knit and how fabric would slide, but they're actually very comfortable to knit with, and they're so light, and it just like, I don't know, I never knitted on a big needle like this, so I'm super excited. And here is the afghan. I'm not sure if it's like wide enough, but I was kind of thinking more like a lap blanket, and I don't know how much yarn it will take, so I'm not sure if it would be enough. So I just cast on 64 stitches basically and started to knit, but now I'm thinking maybe I should have, like, you know, cast on, because it's like I measured it and it's 90 centimeters, but I thought it would be maybe better if it would be 1 meter wide. So I'm thinking maybe we'll see, maybe I will unravel this and I will cast on maybe 80 stitches, so it would give me like about 110 centimeters. I think then it would be a better size. So, and then if it's not long enough, maybe I can just add some other yarn. I'm not sure. We'll see. So I started. I just wanted to know how it feels to knit, if I like fabric, and it looks actually pretty cool. And I know after washing, yarn will bloom a bit more. So I just did like kind of seed stitch on the bottom, a little bit seed stitch on the side, and just knitting it, enjoying it very much. So those are 4 new projects that I put on my needles, and I'm super excited about them. So we'll see how much I can work on them, how much I will get done, if I will have finished objects soon or not, but I'm super excited, and I was so glad that I could share with you. So, and next I will talk to you about needles, shorties for socks or sleeves. As I promised you, in the end I would talk about knitting needles, and I would like to say right away up front that it's not advertisement, it's not paid promotion or anything like that. It's just my needles that I bought with my own money, and I don't have any discount code or anything like that. I just want to share with you, because I know that short needles, they speed up process of knitting sleeves. Like even for myself, I remember in the past when I would knit a sweater or something, like, you know, when it's sleeve comes to the sleeve or sock knitting, I would like, oh, I don't want to do that. So, and then when I found out that short needle exists, so then I purchased right away, and I started to knit with them, and I started to like them very much. And then it was after that, for me, it was matter of discovering which company or which type of needles I like the most. And I would like to show you, like, you know, when you knit with long needles, usually you hold your knitting like with your hand, a full hand. So when I knit with shorter needles, I basically put my 3 fingers like this, and pinky goes underneath. So see, I'm kind of like holding my knitting, and I'm holding the short needles with tips of my fingers, so I don't have to hold it with my full hand. And then I knit, and it just speeds up process so much. See how it goes, where my pinky is, and I think that makes a very, very big difference in my knitting. And I know, like, there's going on a lot of discussion about this short 9" or 21 cm needles, and some people love them and some people hate them. And I think the problem is, like, when you start knitting, you just need to knit a bit longer, find your position. Like, you know, for me, it's like this position when pinky goes underneath and I hold it with tips of my fingers. So you need to find your position and know how, like, some people hold it like this. Depends. If you find your position, you will speed up your knitting so much. Also, about 4 years ago, I purchased this Chiagu needle set, and I went for a bigger set. I know there's 2 sets. One is in a pink pouch, and they are finer needles, but I didn't need it because I have quite a bit of those smaller sizes, but I needed bigger sizes, and I decided to go for this set. It comes with 3 cords. One cord is like longer, much longer, and one is shorter. And also it comes with a pouch where you have 2 sizes of needles, and it goes from 3.5 till 5 mm needles. And so you have shorter tips and longer tips. And then you can choose, or you can attach 2 shorter tips like here, or you can attach 1 short, 1 long, or 2 long tips. I love these needles. I use them a lot. They're like really good quality, and they will last for ages. But my problem sometimes, what I don't really like, because they're like very heavy. So when I knit and then I leave my knitting, then sometimes, like, they just bend and I lose stitches. But still, it's not a big issue. Like, compared to Adi needles, they're very light, and then they don't fall when I put my knitting away. But it's not the biggest issue. But I find myself that I feel like I want to knit more and more with wooden needles. I don't know if it's like everybody feels like that or not. So when I realized that I want to knit with wooden needles, I started to look for different choices of wooden needles. I tried Chiagu wooden needles, like attached like that, but I find the tips were wearing out quite quickly. They would be not as sharp, and they would be also scratched after knitting for a while. So I decided to try lichen needles. I have these gray ones, and I have blue ones, and I have white ones, different colors, except I didn't try pink one. And I find with lichen needles, the bigger tips, they don't wear out as quickly as the short ones. Maybe it depends, like, on a smaller circumference, and maybe I scratch it more than when I knit bigger circumference. I don't know. But then I came across needles from Knit Picks. I often buy on the site Knit Picks because of their prices. Also, often there's like free shipping if you buy for a certain amount. Also, delivery is much faster than if I order something from Europe or other countries. So, and I have quite a bit of knitting needles from Knit Picks. I have Radiant wood needles. They are like just different colors, and they covered with some kind of varnish, I believe. And also I have shorter tips, and I also find them that they wear out about the same as lichen needle. I also have needles set from Knit Picks with harder wood, but I still find them to scratch and their tips are not as good. I have this set of super cheap Chinese needles that you can buy like 10 sizes for a couple dollars. I bought this set like 5 or 6 years ago and I use it like all the time. But these needles, they are amazing. They don't get scratched or dull or I love them very much, but they don't have with that same material circular needles, or if they have circular needles, they don't have good cords. So there is a problem. I use the short ones like sock double pointed needles, but I don't use any other needles like cheap ones from China. But those are really great. So I have so I came across this needle set because it's a little bit different wood and I didn't try it. It's called Sunstruck wood. So when I purchased this small set, I decided to go try small set, and I decided to try short tips because that's my problem. That's what I'm looking for the most, because I really want to find perfect short needles out of wood. Because I tried so many already. I didn't try short clover. I don't know if they have it, but so this set comes with starts with 3.5 millimeter needles, then 375, 4.5, 5.5 and 6 millimeter needles. And it comes with 2 short cables and 2 stoppers, and of course needle to tighten them up. And I'll just take any set. So I bought it about 3 months ago and I've been knitting on all the sizes. And interestingly for me, first it was like a wood that wasn't like it was polished, but it wasn't covered with anything. But after knitting for a while, or I don't know, or is it wool made them nice and shiny, or grease from my hands, but now they look like they're varnished, but they're not. So I knitted quite a bit already on these needles and they're still very sharp. They're not like, you know, there's no scratches at all so far. So, and I'm really curious how it would work. But I love them so much. And so I'm not ready to run and buy like, you know, bigger, like the longer set yet, because I really want to try them out even longer. But so far in couple months they didn't wear out. They were not scratched because other needles would be already by this time. So I'll keep you posted about these needles, if they are good or not. So far very good. So I'm happy with my Chiago, but as I said, like sometimes I don't want to knit on metal and sometimes they're too heavy, and also I find on Chiago I don't like to knit a sleeve. I like more to knit cuffs on it. But these wooden needles so far been great and I love them so much, and I thought I would share with you. And don't be afraid to try shorter needles, because then you will love to knit socks and you will love to knit sleeves. So it wouldn't be a problem because you will just go super fast through it. So that's my review of these needles that I wanted to share with you, and I will be finishing my video now. I'm so glad that you been with me. Thank you to all the returning viewers. Please, if you're new, subscribe to my channel, because it's like, you know, it's always fun to have more subscribers, and also it promotes your channel more. And don't forget to like this video. It's very important as well too to us bloggers, and leave a comment if you would like to say something, or just say thank you for this video. It would be very appreciated from my side. And I was glad talking to you, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.